It was supposed to be an ordinary Monday morning at Brightstone Industries, the parking lot buzzing with hurried footsteps, luxury cars gleaming under the early sun, and employees rushing toward the glass entrance while the CEO, Richard Hale, strode confidently toward his sleek black sedan. But in a single heartbeat, everything changed when a terrified scream cut through the air. "Don't get in the car!" And the entire lot froze. Every head snapped toward the voice, and there stood Derek, the young black son of Maria, the company's cleaner, sprinting across the pavement with fear in his eyes, his finger pointed straight at the CEO's car. Some employees chuckled nervously, muttering that the boy was causing trouble again, while others whispered dismissively that he was only seeking attention. But Derek's trembling voice carried something more than panic. It carried truth. Only seconds later, as Richard frowned and bent toward his car, he noticed what Derek had seen, a faint blinking light, wires peeking out from beneath the frame. His stomach dropped. Within moments, security rushed forward, pulling him back, and a bomb squad was called. The news spread like wildfire through the lot. The CEO's car was rigged with an explosive device, and the only reason Richard Hale was still alive was because a 10-year-old boy had been watching closely enough, and brave enough to shout. Yet instead of celebrating Derek as a hero, whispers of doubt and prejudice floated through the crowd, some saying he just got lucky, others scoffing that kids like him didn't belong in places like this, and a few even suggesting that Maria should keep her son away from the company. Maria's face burned with humiliation as she clutched Derek to her chest, whispering that he had done the right thing, that saving a life was what mattered most, even if no one acknowledged it. But what neither of them realized was that Richard Hale, the cold CEO known for caring only about profits and numbers, could not sleep that night. Again and again, he heard that desperate scream echoing in his ears, replaying the image of the boy's small frame sprinting toward him while everyone else froze. A child had seen what his trained security missed. A child had saved his life. The next morning, Richard stunned the company by calling an emergency all-staff meeting, summoning hundreds of employees into the massive auditorium, their chatter filled with nervous guesses about why they were there. Richard walked onto the stage, tall, stern, his eyes sweeping the room until they landed on Maria and Derek seated nervously at the back. When he spoke, his words silenced every whisper. "Yesterday," he began slowly, "I almost died. And the person who saved me was not security, not my executives, not any of you. It was a child, the son of our cleaner." Gasps rippled across the hall. Some turned toward Maria in disbelief, while others shifted uncomfortably, remembering the cruel words they had whispered about her son. Richard's voice grew sharper. "Some of you laughed. Some of you doubted. Some of you even dismissed him because he is young, because he is black, because his mother cleans our floors, because he doesn't wear a suit. But that boy saw what none of you did. He cared enough to speak up when everyone else looked away. And if we believe that worth comes only from job titles or skin color, then shame on us all." The room was silent. Derek clutched his mother's hand, his eyes wide, unsure of what would come next. Then Richard motioned for him to come forward. The boy hesitated, his small legs trembling as he walked to the stage, and Richard knelt to meet him eye to eye. "Derek," he said, his voice thick with emotion, "you are braver than most adults I have ever met. From this day forward, you are part of this company's family." The employees gasped again, but Richard wasn't finished. He turned to Maria, tears already glistening in her eyes. "Maria, from today, you will not be cleaning floors. You will lead our new safety and compliance division. Because your son reminded me that true value doesn't come from titles. It comes from courage, awareness, and heart." The entire auditorium erupted. Some clapped slowly, others more passionately, until the sound built into a full standing ovation. Maria wept openly. hugging Derek tightly as the crowd rose around them. For the first time in years, the woman who had been invisible to everyone was being seen, and the boy whose voice had been doubted was being celebrated. News of the incident spread like wildfire. Headlines across the city read, "Cleaner's son saves CEO's life, exposes company's hidden biases." Derek became a symbol of courage, his story shared far beyond Brightstone's walls, and Richard Hale's transformation stunned those who thought he would never change. The once distant, profit-obsessed CEO began walking the halls, greeting employees by name, asking about their families and listening to their concerns. Maria, now respected as a leader, guided her division with the same dedication she had once put into scrubbing the company's floors, and her colleagues treated her with the dignity she had always deserved. Derek, meanwhile, thrived under Richard's mentorship, his dreams encouraged instead of dismissed, his voice finally heard instead of silenced. Yet through all the changes, Richard himself carried the deepest lesson of all. Each time he passed Derek in the halls, each time he glanced at the spot in the parking lot where the boy had shouted, he remembered how close he had come to death, and how a single trembling voice had pulled him back from the edge. "Don't get in the car!" Those words were etched into his soul, a permanent reminder that courage can come from the smallest places, and that respect must be given to all, regardless of status. And so the company that once measured worth by titles was forever changed by the courage of a child, the devotion of a mother, and the humility of a leader who finally learned to see. Sometimes the smallest voice carries the loudest truth, and, in this case, it didn't just save one man's life, it transformed the destiny of an entire company.